Good morning, everybody. We'll kick things off. This beautiful hot day. Thank you for coming. I want to thank Officer Darrell Jones, who's with us today, Officer McRae, Greg McRae, Caleb Polseno, and I want to introduce you to Officer John Sweeney. Officer John Sweeney is our newest officer. This is his first full week with us. He comes to us from the Massachusetts State Police. He was part of the last class there, and he was a Northeastern police officer for 9 years. I was asked last month if we could put on a crime prevention program. Officer Sweeney is certified in that area. When we hire people, we're looking for specialty assignments and different things to make us better, police department, to serve you folks. So he's going to be putting a program on in the very near future in regards to that. So we're very glad to be able to offer that to you. Obviously, we have Officer Polseno here. We're going to be having him bring Lukas in again. We're going to do an update on the K-9 program. That most likely will be next month or September. Today we have our officers going to explain our drone program. Sergeant Luce showed you this is our old drone. We're going to show you our new drone now. This is it's starting to fail. It's having some issues with the battery life, different things, and it's obsolete. We can't find parts for it. So this will be decommissioned soon, and our new drone will be available to us. And obviously, we'll explain to you, Officer McRae will explain to you, the different facets, how we use it, and why it's such a valuable tool. Just recently, we used it. We had a series of fires along the train tracks, and we were able to put the drone up to better help the fire department pinpoint exact locations for their assets. So, and you can see the difference in the size of the two units, and they'll explain that to you. And just a couple updates on the police department. I want to remind everybody about the STEPS program, Strategic Traffic Enforcement Program we have here in Westborough. As we're seeing traffic really start to increase as we're coming out of this pandemic, there's been a lot of complaints in regards to motor vehicles. So go on to our website. There's a link on there. You just fill out a quick form. It goes to our traffic unit, Sergeant Luce and Dominic Nunziata, and they will conduct enforcement, and they will also get back to you with their results of what happened. And we can, like I said, do traffic studies and different things with some of the technology we have. So, take advantage of this fantastic program. But we are seeing an increase in all our activity levels. I say to the folks at home, thank you Westborough TV again for taping this. But it's getting very busy. Please, follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You'll see I put up the police log up there. We did a recent activity post, and I think you'll be quite amazed at some of the things that we're dealing with right now, as things are starting to really get back to normal, and sometimes not in a good way. But things are going very well at the police department. We'll be working on an open house soon. Hopefully you folks can come on and see the station as we're out of this pandemic. We've lifted restrictions at the station. It's a beautiful facility. And again, thank you for having your police department here with breakfast with the chief. And without further ado, I'm going to...
Excuse me, Chief. We'd like to thank you for what you do for us. All of you.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure. It's truly our pleasure and an honor. And it's talented folks like this that make my job so rewarding every day. So, Officer McRae.
Good morning, everybody. It's wonderful to see everybody again after it's been a long year. Finally getting back to normal, and I love seeing everybody out and about, and it's great to be out here again. So, what I'm going to explain to you is our drone program. As you see here, like the chief said, Sergeant Luce showed you our drone a couple of years ago when we first got it. And again, due to technology and firmware updates, that this, believe it or not, only a couple of years, this is now becoming somewhat obsolete. And I have the new drone to show you. So when I first started 20 years ago, they gave you a pair of binoculars and said, hey, see what you can see. There wasn't much you could do with a pair of binoculars and a good hiding spot. And as technology has grown, like we all know, with our cell phones and the internet and computers, well, now we get to use tools like this, which is a wonderful tool. A lot of people think, hey, we spy on people with our drone. We're hovering over looking for bad guys. which there is truth to that. We do use it for that, but what we usually use these drones for, believe it or not, is helping people, looking for missing people, looking for missing animals, just flying over like Lake Chauncey to make sure that the dog walkers are okay, checking over Veterans Park to make sure everybody down there is okay. We use it to more so help people than to like search for criminals. However, we do that as well. As a matter of fact, this one here, last year, we had a family come up from out of state. They lost their dog, went into the woods. So we were able to fly the drone over the woods. We were able to see the dog walking around, and with the help of animal control, we're able to get the people their dog back. So it's a great tool, and we use it all the time. And like the chief said, there was a pretty bad fire on the tracks about a month or two ago. The fire chief couldn't tell where all the fires were coming from. We were able to fly the drone. We were able to tell the fire chief where all the fires were, which allowed them to get to the fires and put them out rather quickly to avoid any further damage. So it's a wonderful tool, and not only does the police department use it, but the fire department uses it, animal control uses it. We've used it at the school, flying it over events at the school. So everybody in the town benefits from the drone, which is wonderful, as well as our friends in surrounding communities. We help them out as well. So this drone here, as you can see, it's big. It has 2 different cameras that we can put on it for daytime and nighttime. But when we get to the scene, we have to put the drone together. We have to put the camera on, we have to put the blades on, we have to put together the remote control. So it takes about 5-6 minutes to get this drone up and running before we can fly it in the air. However, it does have some attachments that allow us to fly like a water or a cell phone or even like a life preserver. If somebody was out in Lake Chauncey, they're having problems swimming, we could fly the drone over and drop a life jacket. So, which is pretty neat. That's some benefits of this big drone here. However, now we have these smaller drones, which all you gotta do is fold the legs out, and it's ready to fly. So this is ready to fly in about 30-40 seconds, and all the cameras that this one has is built into one right here. So this one has one camera that does all the work of 2 cameras that this one has. This also has a speaker on it. We can attach a speaker, so we can fly over you and say, do you need help? You know, we can ask you questions and you can talk back to the drone and we can actually hear you, which is pretty neat. And it also has a big a lighting system, so we can light up the area if it's nighttime and somebody needs some help walking out of the woods, or somebody's on a traffic stop and they need some extra lighting. So it's very beneficial, it's very quick, and it's very lightweight, and it gets deployed very quickly. And it's everything that this drone is, all in one little compact unit here. So it's really easy to use, it's really user-friendly, and I think the chief wants to get almost everybody able to fly the drone. So if there's ever a shift where some of the drone operators aren't here, somebody else can fly it and we can use the drone. So that's pretty much the 2 items that we have here. And they're here to benefit all of us in the community here, and we do use them all the time for anything. Like I said, anytime we can get a drone in the air to fly around for anybody, we certainly will. But does anybody have any questions about the program or what we do with it?
So I'm thinking maybe you can't do the life preserver with that little one?
That's correct. Unfortunately, there is some pros and cons that come with it. This will not be able to do the life jacket. We will not be able to drop items off to people. But this does have a speaker on it, so now we can talk back and forth to someone, which, you know, it's a little bit of an exchange for it, but yeah, that's probably the biggest downfall between the 2,
How much
unfortunately.
longer will you use the big one?
Probably another couple months. Unfortunately, like we can't get batteries for them anymore, so the batteries are all starting to fail, so it will go up and then we'll come back down. So only a couple more months left for this guy, then we'll put him into retirement.
Can you have another one of those?
This one?
Is it worth getting another one of those to have, no, the large one?
Oh, no, they don't actually, I don't even believe they make these anymore.
Naturally, because it works, right?
Yeah, exactly. So again, with the technology coming, they found this is starting to become obsolete, and it only, you know, every couple of years, as we know, everything changes. So we're down to these again. So But,
So in other words, you're gonna swim out with a life jacket.
if we got it, we'll get the fire guys to get out there and swim out. But, yeah, we'll get out there with the life jacket, whatever they need, so. But, yeah, so anytime you guys want to certainly see these, you can give us a call, come on down. We'd love to show you guys. We'll certainly do some demonstrations, probably at the open house and things like that, but certainly reach out if you guys have any questions.
What was the cost of this?
With all the cameras and everything along those lines, I think it was close to like $12,000 to $15,000. And then, yeah, and then this one with everything come back was $7,000. So.
And how long do you expect that? Did I miss that?
Hopefully 3 to 5 years at least. Hopefully, as long as the technology, as long as they can keep updating with the technology. So.
And where we utilize these two is, and I brought this up before, we're part of the Central Massachusetts Law Enforcement Council. So there's a drone unit. So we're able to go across, there's 81 cities and towns that are a part of SEMLAC. We're able to assist other communities. For instance, Polseno was here. If his K-9 goes out on a track, let's say there's a breaking and entering or there's a robbery and there's very dangerous people that he's tracking, we put the drone up too for security. And it has a FLIR camera where it basically lights up through your heat, you know, so we're able to see even in pitch darkness, they light up like a Christmas tree. So we utilize this for a whole host of different reasons, but like the good officer said, I mean, in a lot of cases, it's looking for people that may be lost, you know, whether it be someone who has Alzheimer's or dementia, or a child that's missing, you know. There's a whole host of reasons, you know, why we deploy it. Even special events, you know, like the block party, different things that happen. We'll put the drone up just to look at traffic patterns, you know, to make sure everything's moving, you know, smoothly. So it really is a great tool. We were glad we were able to secure funding, you know, for the replacement because as Officer McRae stated, it's just failing now. Like with the fire, one of the batteries, they went up to fly and it just came right back, you know, and the battery, they're not keeping a charge and they don't make them anymore. So what we'll probably do is because obviously there are other departments and other people that do have this type of unit, so we'll trade this in to a company most likely to get a credit. So let's say if one of our blades gets damaged or we need a new battery, you know, we'll have a credit. So it won't be that we're just throwing it out, you know, like everything else, we'll repurpose it somehow to bring in some funding to the department. And if no one has anything else, I'll conclude this breakfast with the chief. And I will be back next month, I believe August 20th, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And am I correct? August 20th, and that will be Polseno and his partner Lukas. We'll be back, so we'll bring the K-9 back. Sounds good?
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of Lucas, I heard in the news that there's some law they're trying to change about treating a wounded canine or something like that.
Yeah,
I didn't understand what they were saying. Can you give us a little
Yeah,
background?
that's correct. So basically what happened was, when the officer from Yarmouth, and sadly he was killed, his dog was shot. It took quite a bit of time for the dog to get to the vet because there's a protocol in Massachusetts where the ambulance can't transport a canine. So that was an issue. So then we had the issue where the dog canine was shot in Braintree, 2 officers and a canine. So basically the canine sadly died during that incident. So it kind of brought some new life to that bill. So basically when a canine is shot, EMTs and paramedics can actually start treating the dog where now they can't.
It was against the law before?
Yeah, there was a law against it.
Okay.
So they're trying to change that. That's my understanding. Don't totally quote me, but that's my understanding on it.
Thank you.
But again, thank you for having your police department here to meet with you, and I look forward to being back next month. Thank you.